Welcome to 734 Games, and this is your host, Tom. And today we're here to talk about the future of gaming. Normally I just do game reviews, but today we're going to talk about some actual gaming news, or at least my take on it. As you've all heard, the next generation is upon us. We're seeing like PS5 footage, we're hearing a lot about the PlayStation 5, we're hearing a lot about this Project Scarlet from Microsoft, but we're also hearing a lot of talk from the executives about cloud gaming. And what is the cloud? What is cloud computing? Well, cloud computing is basically instead of using your own computer or your own console, you're using someone else's server. And basically all your data is on that server and it's just being streamed to you. Kind of like how Netflix, you're watching a movie on Netflix and it's being streamed from Netflix. You're not really watching it. It's not really saved on your PC or on your hard drive. It's on Netflix's database and you're watching it from Netflix. That's a cloud server basically. That is the cloud. Netflix is in the cloud. YouTube is in the cloud. So basically what they want to do is they want to put all the games in the cloud. Now, they say that the cloud gaming is the future. And that's partially correct. But you have to understand is that the cloud that you're looking at now is not the cloud that you're going to see in the future. The cloud that is going to change gaming and give you experiences that you can't have now on the hardware that you have is probably about 10 years away. It's called, as far as I know, it's called the Quantum Net. And it's going to be able to work with some existing devices, but it's also going to work with quantum computers, obviously. It's called quantum internet. And that's what's coming. And that's for what's going to, right now, the infrastructure we have isn't really, with the infrastructure we have, you're not really going to get games in the cloud that are really going to change your experience or give you anything that you can't play at home. I mean, look at Google Stadia. Right now, Google Stadia, you can play, Assassin's Creed Odyssey? Well, I can boot up my PlayStation 4 Pro and play Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And, I mean, it's not going to be that much different. It's probably going to be more stable. And you're hearing all these claims that now you see Microsoft and Sony are kind of working together, supposedly for some sort of cloud deal, although it's not really a binding deal yet. So why is there this big push for the cloud? Is it consumer driven? I mean, they say, if you have it with cloud computing, you'll be able to play your PlayStation games on your cell phone. When was the last time you heard somebody say, man, I really wish I could play my Xbox and PlayStation games on my cell phone? That's just what I want to do. No, nobody says that. The games that people play on their cell phone are generally a lot more casual. And there's a reason for that, because people don't want to get involved in these huge these huge AAA experiences on their cell phone. Most people don't play those games on their cell phone or their tablet. Most people just play those games at home. Now, so you see this big push. Now, so why is there such a big push from these companies for the cloud? I mean, OnLive was a cloud gaming service. It failed. When Sony has PlayStation Now, when it was cloud only, before they allowed people to download, almost nobody used that service. So why is there this big push for cloud service? Well, I'll tell you why. The big push for cloud services is to stop used game sales. To stop used game sales, and with computer companies like Microsoft, they want to integrate cloud computing into their operating system. It's surveillance. So basically, it's surveillance and digital rights management. That's all it is. That's the only thing. That's the only reason that they're pushing this cloud. So there's really, I mean, yeah, the cloud is the future, but it's actually probably more like 11 years away. I put up an article, and that article was I think that article was written in like 2016. So it was a little while ago. So the quantum internet is probably about 11 years away now. And that's when you're going to see a real change in what you can get over the internet. But right now, the internet is not fast enough. I mean, they could barely, a lot of times they can't even get multiplayer right. And I mean, you look at games like Call of Duty Black Ops 4, and that game is on most platforms is barely playable. And they want to imagine if that were in the cloud. I mean, there are so many problems that you have when it comes to variables, when it comes to running a system in the cloud, and it doesn't offer any advantages. There's no, well, at least not any advantages for you. It's advantages for them. It's advantages for the corporation. And that's all this push for cloud gaming is. It's not about, we're going to offer you a better experience. No, it isn't. They're not. They're just there to take your money. And that's it from this episode of 734 Gaming. And this is your host, Tom, signing off from 734 Games, where gaming is alive.